This movie's called Live by Night, but it pretty much takes place during the daytime. It's also my least favorite movie that Ben Affleck has directed. Sorry! Live by Night. Rapid fire review. The plot. Ben Affleck is a dude who gets involved with some Boston gangsters. Yeah, Ben Affleck working with a Boston accent. Pretty weird, right? His business with these gangsters leads him to move down to Florida to run some things for them during the Prohibition era. Doing some shady shit. And when you got Prohibition and gangsters and guns and dames, at some point, shit gets real. Ben Affleck. The structure of this movie relies heavily on liking and getting behind Ben Affleck's character. Unfortunately, some of the strong moments to build his character, they just rush right through. So you're not as invested in the character as you should be. It's clearly not the worst performance I've seen, but he's done way better. It's nice to see a gangster that isn't a horrible guy and that regrets his actions. That much of his character I really enjoyed. I had an issue with how he looked in his hats. I don't know if it's because Ben Affleck has a fat head or something, but he wears a lot of fedoras and I just wasn't into it. Whatever. Chris Mencia. This guy plays the right-hand man of Ben Affleck. He's his go-to guy for all his dirty deeds. He'll definitely do the things that Ben won't. He's loyal, he's smart, his acting was legit. Could have used more screen time, but I really like that character. Zoe Saldana. She plays one of two love interests of Ben Affleck's in this movie. She's a unique character. I like the story of her with Ben. There wasn't enough time set aside for me to get to know her character. Who doesn't want more Zoe Saldana? Come on. Chris Cooper. He plays a cop that pretty much understands that he can't stop crime, especially during Prohibition. So he cooperates with these gangsters, keep his town safe. Just because he'll deal with these gangsters doesn't mean he's gonna abandon his values. I really appreciate that about his character. Once again, not enough screen time. Elle Fanning. This is my favorite character in the movie. She stole every scene she was in. She had the best lines. Considering she's the youngest person in the movie, she had the biggest character arc, which I thought was the most interesting character arc in the movie. She did a fantastic job. Overall, meh. It's not bad, but the pacing of the movie sucked. There's too much story and too many characters to cram into a 2-hour movie. There's so many scenes that are just rushed, and then they'll linger on other scenes. They jump big chunks of time, and I don't understand why. It's a gangster movie. There's a lot of deaths in this movie and so many of them are off screen. So there's just not that closure. When any character dies off screen, I find it disappointing. When I was watching this movie, I was thinking, wow, this would be a great Netflix show. If you just took everything that was crammed in there and spread it out and gave all the characters good storylines, you could have a solid 12, 13 episode show. And that's why I was disappointed. I wanted more. The characters are interesting enough. The talent is there. It was just so choppy. Rapid fire review. Subscribe.